Hashavua. It's Tuesday, study day. I hope everyone's getting a lot done in their study day. Shkoach for tuning in. Daf Hashavua, we are on Daf Tezayin Amud Beis in Megillah, starting from the very, very bottom line on Tezayin Amud Aleph. And it says, actually the second to the bottom line, Lekulam, the last word on the line. Lekulam nasan lish chalifos smalos. It's talking about Yosef, and we'll see why in a moment. Yosef gave to all his brothers clothing, a change of clothing as a gift. Binyamin nasan chamesh chalifos, and to Binyamin he gave chamesh chalifos, 5 a change of clothing. So ask the Gemara, wait a second. The whole reason that Yosef got into trouble is because Yaakov Avinu gave him a kesonas pasim, and the brothers got jealous. So why did he do the same thing with Binyamin? Says the Gemara, Efshir davar shenistara so tzaddik. Is it possible that the very same thing that he had he had aggravation from, also tzaddik, that Yosef had yikashal bo, he would fall, he would make the same mistake? The Amar Rava bar Machzia, Amar Rav Chama bar Guri Amar Rav, because Rava bar Machzia Amar Rav Chama bar Guri said name of Rav, Bishvil Mishkol Shnei Slaim Melas, because of the weight of 2 slaim of fine wool, which is what the Ksonas Pasim, the coat that Yaakov gave Yosef, because of which weighed only Shnei Slaim, 2 slaim. Because of that, Shehosiv Yaakov Yosef, the Yaakov gave to Yosef special, more than the other brothers, Mishar Achiv, Nisgalgal Adavar. It evolved. V'yardu Avaseinu Mitzrayim. One thing led to the next. Yosef went down to Mitzrayim, and we went to Mitzrayim. V'yardu Avaseinu Mitzrayim, and we ended up that our forefathers wound up in Mitzrayim. Now, how could Yosef have made the same mistake? Amar Rabbi Binyamin bar Yefes Remez Ramaz Lo. He was just hinting, really, the clothing that Yosef gave to Binyamin, the 5 sets of clothing, was not worth more than the clothing that he gave to the other brothers. He was just giving him 5 sets of cheaper clothing. It was Remez Ramaz Lo Sha'asud Ben Latzeis Mimenu, that a son would come out of Binyamin, a great grandson, Sheyetzing Mimenu Amelech, that he would go forth from King Achashverosh, B'chamisha Levushe Malchus, with 5 different Levushe Malchus, with 5 types of clothing of royal clothing. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk, U'Mordechai Yatza B'Levush Malchus Tcheles. The exact pasuk says, it's in Perek Ches, pasuk Tes Vav. It says, Mordechai Yatza Milufnei Amel B'Levush Malchus, with royal clothing, Tcheles, blue, Vachur, white, Teretz of Gedola, and a large crown of gold, V'Sachrich, and V'Sachrich, and around him, V'Sachrich, where'd the pasuk go? V'Sachrich Butz V'Argaman, made of fine linen, Argaman in purple. Sachrich means like karach, like surrounding him. So that's what it means, and that's why we bring this into our Gemara. Now we're going to speak about a couple of other things with Yosef. And Yosef fell on the necks, plural, of Binyamin, his brother. Kamat Savar and Havalei, says Rashi says, the Gemara is a kasha, how many necks did he have? He fell on the necks of Binyamin. How many necks did he have? Amar Abelazar, Bachal Shnei Mikdashim. It's just a hint that he was crying on the 2 Batei Mikdashim, the 2 Beis HaMikdash. Sha'asidim Leos B'chal Binyamin, and in the future would be in the portion of Binyamin. Rashi just says we don't have this question of the Gemara, that why does he have 2 necks? How many necks does he have? That's not a question, because it's not a question enough to ask why it says it in plural, because that's a normal thing in the pasuk. I guess it's the strength of the question that he has a problem with. We're still darshaning, we're still learning out something from it, but that's Rashi says we don't have the gersa. And then the Gemara goes on further, also very famous, that we know from our learning Chumash, V'asidin licharev, that, and that would end up being destroyed. That's why Yosef was crying on Binyamin. Binyamin bachal tzavarav, and Binyamin was crying on Yosef's neck. Bachal mishkan Shiloh. he was crying on the Mishkan of Shiloh, Sha'asid Lios B'chelka Shel Yosef, that eventually in the future will be in the chelik of Yosef and then be destroyed. The Gemara goes on further. Again with Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik told his brothers, Nechem rose. He was trying to say that he wasn't upset at his brothers. Nechem rose. Your eyes see Veinei Achi Binyamin, and the eyes of my brother Binyamin see that I'm not upset at you. Amar Rabbi Lazar. So Rabbi Lazar says, what are you saying? Your eyes see and Binyamin sees? You should just say, all your eyes see that I'm not upset at you. So Amar Rabbi Lazar, Amalem, he was telling them, Kishem Shein Belibi Al Binyamin, just like you know that I'm not upset at Binyamin, Achi, my brother. How do you know that I'm not upset at Binyamin? For selling me, Shaloh Hayibim Chirasi. He wasn't there by the sale. Kach ein belibi, he wasn't alive. Kach ein belibi aleichem. So too, my heart is not upset at you. Kipi medaber aleichem. My mouth is speaking to you. Kipi, just like my mouth is speaking to you. Kain libi, so is my heart. Just like I'm telling you I'm not upset, so too I'm really not upset. And it goes on the pasuk and it says, so he sent back his brothers with things for his father. Ula aviv shalach kazos. And to his father he sent as such, Asara Chamorim, 10 donkeys, nosim, laden, carrying, mituv Mitzrayim, from the goodness of Mitzrayim, from the good things of Mitzrayim. My mituv Mitzrayim. What are the good things of Mitzrayim? What he sent to his father? Amar Rabbi Yamin bar Yafes, Amar Rabbi Lazar, Shalach lo yayin yashan. He sent him yayin yashan, old wine, shedas akanim nochemena, which older people appreciate. The Maharsha says it warms them. So, and that's what the pasuk is calling the good of Mitzrayim. After Yaakov Avinu died, the brothers fell in front of him. They were scared that now that Yaakov Avinu was gone, they would be upset at them. His brothers also went by Yiplu Lufanov, and they fell in front of him. By Yiplu Lufanov, they fell in front of him. They fell in front of him. That's what people mean when they say the common phrase, ta'ala, a fox, even though a fox is not the king of the animals, a lion is, but a fox, in his time, when his time comes, sagidla, you better bow down to him. So too Yosef, the brothers bowed down to him because his time had come. He asked the Gemara, ta'ala, you're calling Yosef a fox compared to his brothers? Why is he any less than his brothers? That is mashma, that insinuates that he was less. Why is he less than his brothers? Rather forget that. That's not when people say that. If you want to tell us when people say that when a fox's time comes, you bow down to him, it's said in regard to a different pasuk, that the pasuk says, when Yaakov was still alive, Vayishtachavu Yisrael al Rosh Hamita, and Yaakov Avinu bowed down al Rosh Hamita at the top of the bed, at Rosh Hamita, the top of his bed. The bed had to do was a hint to his children, and al Rosh Hamita means he bowed down to Yosef. Amar Rabbi Yam bar Yafes, Amar Rabbi Lazar, Tale, a fox, beidna, in his time, sagidle. You have to bow down to him. So even though his father was greater, but his time came, Yosef came, and his father bowed down to him. Says the Gemara further, that Yosef comforted them, and he spoke to their hearts, and to tell them that he wasn't upset. Amar Rabbi Yamin bar Yafes, Amar Rabbi Lazar. What did he say? Melamed, this teaches us, he said to them something that you could accept on the heart. What did he say? Everyone understands that if you have one candle and you bring 10 candles to the one candle, the 10 candles will not have the strength to put out the one candle. In fact, they'll just bring more light. So one candle, one candle can't extinguish 10 candles. So me, Yosef, I'm not going to be able to, I don't even have the strength to do anything to you. Says the Gemara, famous Gemara, La Yehudim Osar v'simcha v'sasam ikar. The Jews had ora, light, v'simcha, and happiness, v'sasam, or another form of joy, vikar, and honor, kar, glory, honor. I'm picking up on the right word. Yikar, that Yikar. Amar Rab Yehuda. Amar Rab Yehuda, glory. Kar. Yak, Amar Rab Yehuda. Ora zu Torah. Ora refers to Torah. That they got back their Torah that Haman wanted to take away from them. The Chenu Amar, like we say, ki ner mitzvah Torah are. Ner mitzvah, the Torah, and Torah is are compared to light. Simcha, la Yehuda Maisa Ora of Simcha. Simcha zeh yantif, Yom Tov. This refers to Yom Tov. Chenu Amar, so it says v'samachta b'chagecha. You should rejoice in your Yom Tov. Sason zumila. Sason refers to Mila. Bris Mila that Haman took away. V'cheinu Omer. So it says when it's referring to Bris Mila. Sason onochi alam rasecha. I am very joyous on your words. Vikar and glory. Elu tefillin. This refers to the tefillin shorosh. V'cheinu Omer. And like it says, Ru'u kol amei aretz, and all the nations of the world will see Kishem Hashem Nikra Alecha, that the Shem Hashem is written on you, meaning with the Tefillin Shorosh, the Yiru Mimeka, and they'll be afraid of you, and that's why we went to war with the Tefillin Shorosh. V'tanya, Rabbi Eliezer Agadol Omer, and we learned in a Brisa, Elu Tefillin Shorosh, this refers to the Tefillin Shorosh. Says the Megillah of Es Pashandasa, it speaks about all the 10 sons of Haman of Es Pashandasa, all the names. I'm not going to go through and say them out of order, but all the names of Haman, and then it says Aser es b'nei Haman. So Omer Av Ada the Minyafo Aser es b'nei Haman. When you say the 10 sons of Haman, Es Pashandasa and Es Dalphon, Ves Asfasa, all those I have it here. Es Pashandasa, Ves Dalphon, Ves Asfasa, Es Paras, Ves Dair, all those, and then you say Vaseres Tzarich L'Mamrinu B'Neshimach. You have to say it in one breath. My time Akulu V'Adi Adadi Nafku Nishmasayu. All the sons of Haman, their neshama went out. They died at the exact same time. So that's why we say it in one breath. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Vav de Vaisasa, the Vav of the son Vaisasa, which is written last. Sarach lemimtecha b'skifa has to be elongated, straight. Kimarudaya delivros, like the steering oar of a boat. My taima, kulu b'chat skifa skifu. They were all hung on one pole, one under another. So that's why we have it longer by Sasa to show that it was all on one pole. Amar Rab Chanina Rab Papadar Rab Shila Ishkvar Tamrasa Pola Shiros Kulon Nichtubo Areach Agabi Levena. All the shiros in the Torah, like Oz Yashir, when we sing praise to Hashem, they're all written a half brick Agabi Levena on top of a whole brick. Ulevena and a whole brick Agabi Areach on top of a half brick. It means like what I have behind me, where you see where the words are considered, according to Rashi, the words are considered half bricks, and the space is considered a whole brick. So the words are written like a regular building that we have. A building is when you make bricks, you make 2 bricks and 1 brick on top, 2 bricks and 1 brick on top, and then the building is steady and safe and it holds up. But when you have brick on top of brick on top of brick, once it falls, it crushes, it goes down. So all the shiros have a half brick, the words, on top of a whole brick. And then the half bricks on top of a whole brick, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, except this case of chutz mishira zu, except for this shira, he's calling it a shira when we read out the names of Haman that got killed. So chutz mishira zu, this one, umalke Canaan, and the kings of Canaan in the times of Yoshua, that are also written the same way of the Aseres B'nei Haman, that there it's shareach al gabi areach. It's one on top of another, ulevein al gabi levena. And it's the space on top of space. It goes 2 rows, just the names and the space. That's how it goes with the sons of Haman. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this Chumash, but it goes, the sons go straight down and then you have the space. Not like Oz Yashir, not like the other shiras in Tanakh. So says the Gemara, sure, my timer. Why by here don't they have it? So there won't be when the fall of these Rishaim of the sons of Haman won't have a place of support like they do on a regular building, regular bricks. Now, after the Jews killed people in Shushan Abira, Achashverosh was pretty upset. These people are getting killed. He was hafachtacha, he used to go back and forth. So Vayomer Amel Esther Amalka B'Shushan Abira Harga Yehudim. In Shushan Abira, the Jews killed 500 people other than the sons of Ammon. And then all of a sudden, it was a click, and Achashverosh said to Esther, "And what else could I do for you?" He went from being upset to offering her more. Amar Abavo Melamed. This teaches us Shabo Malach Amal came to Sitra Pit and hit him on the mouth, and therefore he flipped back to being nice and not being upset. Ubavo Lefnei Amelach. And when Esther came before the king, Omar, she said, Ima Sefer, that to send out another letter about this, that the Jews will be saved. But it says Omar, he said, Omar. What's Omar? It should say Amra, she said. So says the Gemara, Omar, Amrami Boyle, it should say Amra, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Lo, Yomer Bepeh Mashakasa B'Sefer. She was hinting that not only do we want to send out a letter, it should be proclaimed out. Amar should be said out throughout the nation that about this, that the Jews being saved. Yomer b'peh mashakasa b'sefer. Divrei sholem v'emes. It says in the pasuk that it will be written words of peace and truth. Amar Tanchum v'amar lo amar Avasi v'lamid shetzrichem sirtut. This teaches us that even Megillah Esther needs sirtut. The lines, you can see it a little bit here, maybe not. You look on the side of the Az Yashir, you might see a little bit of the lines, the way the Sofer is able to write it neatly. So you write sirtut, scoring, like the lines under, so he could, they're indented, they're like scratched in. So tricha sirtut kamish shel Torah, that even the Megillah needs sirtut kamita shel Torah, like the truth of the Torah, meaning like the Sefer Torah. Umaymer Esther Kayim. So ask the Gemara like this: the word of Esther Kayim was what kept us, that saved us. Kayim, it stood for us. So ask the Gemara, wait a second. Maimer Esther in Divrei Atzomos Lo. It wasn't only that Esther went to Achashverosh that saved us. It was also the Somos, the fasting, that saved us. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. So Rabbi Yochanan says, Hachi Kamar, the box that's in Divrei Atzomos Maimer Esther Kayim. You have to read the end of the pasuk before, where it says Divrei Atzomos Maimer Esther Kayim. If you look in at the end, Parak Tes, pasuk Lamed Aleph and Lamed Beis, the end of the pasuk says Divrei Atzomos v'Zakasam, the words of the fasting and they're crying out. Umaymer Esther goes into Lamed Beis, pasuk Lamed Beis. Kiyam was what kept us, what held for us. Purim Kiyam Purim Ha'ela. Okay. Ki Mordechai Yehudi Mishnul Melech Achashverosh v'Gadol Yehudim. Mordechai became second to the king. V'Gadol Yehudim, he was great amongst the Jews. V'Ratzui l'Rov Echav, and he was Ratzui. He was, for the lack of a better word, he was popular. He was Ratzui. He was accepted l'Rov Echav, to most of his brothers. If you just read a pasuk, it means to the abundance of his brothers. But the Gemara's doctrine l'Rov Echav v'lo l'chol Echav, to most of his brothers and not all his brothers. This teaches us that some of Sanhedrin separated from him. Why? Amar Rab Yosef, Gadol Talmud Torah, Yoser me'atzalas nefashos. Great is Talmud Torah, more than saving lives. The Meikar Chashav le Mordechai Basar Dalid. Mordechai, when he was listed on the who's who of who's great, he was listed after 4 great people, Ulu B'Sof, and at the end, he's listed Basar Chamisha after 5 great people. So he didn't fall too far down. He fell down 1 extra person. He was first listed number 5, and then he was listed number 6. And because of that, the Sanhedrin, some of them left him, because a person has to know they have to be as great as they could. At the beginning, it's written in Ezra, in the beginning of Ezra, it says, Ashabom Zerubbabel, the following people came with Zerubbabel: Yeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Reilaiah, and Mordechai Bilshan. He's number 5. And then Ulbesof, and at the end in Nehemiah it says Haboim im Zerubbabel, those that came with Zerubbabel: Yeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Raamiah, Nachmani. It sticks in, and then number 6, Mordechai Bilshan. So he fell down 1. So you see that they were upset at him that he So you see, even though he did Atzal Savashis, he saved Klal Yisrael. It's more important learning Torah. Not to say that if you have a chance to save someone and you're learning, you have to go save him. But it doesn't take away from the fact that learning Torah at its best, in an equal setting, if someone else could save and you're learning Torah, you should be learning Torah. If someone else could save perfectly the exact same way, if it's a little off and you could do a better job, of course, you're the one that has to go. Okay. Amar Rav, the 3 lines from the bottom. And some say it was Rab Shmuel Bar Marta. Gadol Talmud Torah, Yosher Mebini Beis HaMikdash. Great is Talmud Torah more than the building of the Beis HaMikdash. How do we know? Shekol Zman Shebaruch Ben Neriah Kayam. Because as long as Baruch Neriah was alive, Lo Nicha Ezra. Ezra didn't leave him and go up to build the Beis HaMikdash from Bavel. Lo Nicha Ezra Ba'ala. You didn't go up. Amar Rabba, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Shmuel, Bar Marta, Gadol Talmud Torah, Yoser Mechvod Av Va'em, more than honoring your parents. Learning Torah is more important. Shekol Osan Shanim Yaakov Avinu Beis Eber, that all the years that Yaakov Avinu was in the house learning in the Beis Medrash of Eber, Lo Nenash, he did not get punished because he was learning Torah. But we should honor our parents as well. Everyone should have a wonderful rest of your day. And could you shut it? You don't know how to shut it? You just press it there. I guess I'll do it.